to The View. Of course, that was the Grateful Dead classic Touch of Grey, and the Dead are performing here today. So it's very exciting, very exciting.
You know, it's a very retro. I went to see Hair the other day, and I was having flashbacks. You know, menopause be damned. I was 23 again, you know, and here they are today.
Yeah, I mean, it's
fantastic.
It's wonderful.
Are you a deadhead? No, I was not a deadhead. I was too good to be a deadhead.
What was a deadhead?
A deadhead
She was too good. She was too nice a girl.
You know?
I was a good girl too, but I love me some Dead. I tell you that.
But a deadhead is a little different.
Is a deadhead like very sexual or very like you did
it's
crazy
just
stuff?
you followed the band. No, not just.
No, it doesn't mean.
It's like a fan club. Devoted fan club travel with
You can listen to them today and just drink ice water, okay?
My son-in-law has a deadhead tattoo on his body, and he's 33 years old.
And how much is he doing?
No, he doesn't.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be Now, listen, according to the New York Post, a friend of Vice President Biden's daughter, Ashley, is shopping around a video that allegedly shows her snorting cocaine at a party in Delaware.
Nasty stuff, huh?
Well, I think it is nasty stuff.
Yeah. Is it her, though? They don't even know.
Allegedly, it's supposed to be her. It could be her, may not be her.
She hasn't commented. But then the point is, you know, what's the point? The point is to show that her father is not a good father, that because he has been so open about being anti-drug. Aha, you see? I mean,
I'm really glad that nobody has bid on this video. This guy not yet is trying to sell, because the trust factor is taken out. You can't do anything around anybody if there's a camera involved. You got to be in your own room doing your own stuff.
And this was
just to be careful where you do it.
Well, no matter what you do, I mean, we say things around people, Barbara, that you might not want repeated somewhere else. And if somebody was, taping you with the phone, it could be very incriminating.
No, I
and it can carry for years and years. I mean, this could pop up now. Anything you do could pop up decades later.
Right.
It could pop up again another decade later than that. You know, and they're using this and trying to come.
I think that's part of what you're talking about.
This belt is so tight. I'm sorry. Pregnant women should not wear belts. I just tried. It's a bad idea.
Part of this is you got to be careful if you're going to do anything, because wherever it is, it's going to be on one or the other of the blogs, internet, something. Yeah. That's one part. The other part of it is, are they trying to do this to embarrass the vice president? And is the way to hurt whoever the person is by attacking the dog?
What's her name? What's this girl's name? Ashley. If her name were Ashley Fadouche, no one would care.
No one would. But they're using this. They're saying, okay, you take Joe Biden. Didn't he coin the term drug czar, right, in like '82 or something when he was going? So they're using these two stories to just kind of create a spark against one another.
This is how I learned a very strong lesson. When my daughter got pregnant, I'd always been out and I'd been saying choice. Everybody should have choice, choice, choice. So my kid got pregnant. Everybody said, oh, look. Now, I never said she wasn't going to get pregnant, but I said she should have the choice regardless of what it was, whether it was my choice or not. She chose to have this wonderful kid who's now 19.
Right.
That's okay. But you do, for you as a single person, you do the best you can. You live the life that you can live. Sometimes your kids, they want to experiment. And the crappy thing is that someone thought to themselves, oh, I know, I'm gonna videotape her. Right. I'm going to videotape her, and I'm going to sell it so everybody knows. And it's crap.
But, we went through this in a different way, and I'm going to speak nicely of Sarah Palin. Because when her daughter, and we've talked about this, when her daughter became pregnant, as did yours, without a husband and so on, what we said was these things happen. And it doesn't mean that you're not a good and loving mother or a good and loving father. These things happen. Right. But to do this, to diminish the vice president, it's not just hurts this girl, which is tough enough if indeed it is. It's also to say, see, he's not a good vice president.
And it also doesn't allow people to move forward. And I think that wherever you are at one point in life, whatever mistakes you are to make, because these videos now, they remain, everything online doesn't go away. So you can never I don't think you can ever fully recover from mistakes that you make now.
And she's grown. You take your kids, you raise them, you give them the values you want them to have, and then you send
Well, what about this, the 13...
But one more thing I was going to say is that a lot of these kids who are in those positions, tend to rebel against their parents, I noticed. Look at Harry, Prince Harry, the Bush twins. I'm not going to down.
She's 27. She might be a little beyond rebellion.
Like, here's the thing, though, too. I mean, are people overly protective of her in a way, the media in general, because she is Joe Biden's daughter, whereas we can joke about the Bush girls.
Well,
let's be fair.
It's not right to do the Bush girls either, because the Bush girls had a moment when they were out partying, and I have to say, I did the same thing. I was out there, my dresses were just as short, and I was just as cute.
Yeah, but you're
but it doesn't, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because it's not him. You cannot nail the child to the parent.
No, but
it is wrong to do.
We're talking about the child, and your father was not the president of the United States.
This happens with kids in general.
There's a certain rebelliousness that they're into.
Those are the ones we hear about. Talk to any parent here who's got a teen or a kid in college. They're probably not to upset you.
They were 19. She's 27. You know, you started to bring up something a moment ago, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And I think that
sort of goes into
this to people all over the country.
Well, I think it's all important, because it really goes to the point of, you know, what are we doing to each other? The 14-year-old girl in New Jersey who faces child pornography charges and sex offender status for posing nude pictures of herself on MySpace. Okay?
Now, I know kids who have done this in high school. They do it mostly because they want the boyfriend to see it.
Right. That's
and
why this girl said she did it.
and that's why she did it. And it's happening all over this country.
Why can't they just mail the picture if they want the boyfriend?
Why do people Twitter?
But I mean, you put it on the internet, not just your boyfriend sees
Let's
it.
go beyond that. That's what the whole idea of whether she should be sending nude pictures or not. But I don't think, and I don't know who does this, whether it's the parent who has to do it, whether it's the internet who has to do it. Realize the ramifications of this. This child could be listed as a sex offender for the rest of her life. There are other kids I know, a child who was kicked out of school because she sent her nude picture. They think it's cute and funny. It's not. And how you get this message across.
Think about a man putting himself naked on the internet. He would be put in jail immediately.
She was 13 at the time. I think what we're dealing with here is there's been a lack of sort of consequence in terms of internet. You know, we haven't been able to police the net yet. There are not laws clearly defining. And how much responsibility do these public websites have, these domains that house these sort of photos? I don't know if you're underage.
They say they can't
do you assume
police
the responsibility, or does
yeah, you should assume the responsibility. Listen, this is why I said, well, if you're on the internet, then you have to be responsible. There should be a thing where I know when you log onto your thing, it should say, if you're thinking about sending pictures of yourself, it is a federal offense.
We need consequences.
But, you know, for the kids, I don't know if that,
if you're showing, yes, I think, well, no, here's
a federal offense.
No, it isn't, but it should be, and I'll tell you what I really believe. There have been no consequences. We have been living in a situation for the last 20 years where bad actions, stupid actions, dopey actions have no consequence. And this is an ugly, awful consequence, but it's going to get somebody's, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to use this as an example and then have kids yield to this from now on.
Actually get some help and not be prosecuted.
Let us tell you what. It is not a federal offense to go and come back to us, because we'll be fully clothed. We'll be back with more Hot Topics.